How do you do, fellow trainers? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do my draft breakdown for the second division I signed up for in the JJAL, the Heracross division, whereas the Scyther division was the All-Star draft, which I'm very much enjoying right now. This one is a format I've done before once, I think, it's called dual-type or monotype draft, and you'll understand why it's called dual-type. So basically, we have 12 coaches in this league. And normally, regular draft, right? First player picks his Pokemon all the way down. The 12th pick will get 2, bounce it back up, like a normal draft. Instead of being able to pick any Pokemon, you have to pick one Pokemon for your first pick of a certain type. And then it goes until where, you know, the first coach will pick theirs all the way down to the 12th. Then the 12th will pick their second Pokemon. Their second Pokemon that round has to be another type. And the type pool resets. So, like, from 1st to 12, they could draft everything but, let's say, Fire, right? Fire being the last one. Well, then, once they get to player 12, if the last type that's the best type available would be Fire, he'll draft his Fire Pokemon. Then he goes on his second pick. He can pick again from any of the types. He can start over, even if Water was chosen or Steel was chosen last round. It's a new pool. It resets. Visually, I wish I could show you this better, but anyway, we got very lucky. Very, very lucky. We were #1 in the draft. And so I had free reign to choose whatever I wanted. So I went with Fluttermane as my first pick, and I chose Fairy. Now, I already thought I won the lottery with that, because I got what I arguably think is one of the best types, if not the best type, Fairy, but one of the strongest Pokemon in draft, Fluttermane. I got super lucky because, of course, like I said, you have to wait till your turn comes back around, so it's the first pick player. I have to wait for the next 22 picks, right? And when it came back around to me, do you know what other type was available? Seeking Gambit here, I got the Steel type as my second pick. I don't know how that happened. I don't know what sort of blessing from above there was, or where everybody in the draft just not thinking about Steel type. I don't know what it was. All I do know is we've got a killer team. I'm so excited for this draft because I just, God, seeing Fluttermane and King Gambit as my first 2 picks just makes me, ew, it's so sick. But anyway, I want to give you a little breakdown of how the draft works. And so, yeah, my first pick was Fairy. Now, and the second pick was Steel, right? So, but in the first round, there was a Steel pick, obviously. And then the second round, when the types were said, there was a Fairy pick. So we're not the only ones rocking Fairy and Steel. We are the only ones rocking Fairy and Steel together. So yeah, we're Fairy and Steel in this dual type draft, which is awesome. So the reason you want Fairy and Steel, they cover for each other's weaknesses. Fairy is weak to poison and steel. Steel is immune to poison, resists steel. Steel is weak to fire, fighting, and ground. So as far as Fluttermane's concerned, it's also immune to fighting type moves outright because of his ghost, but Fairy type in general resists the fighting. We have to worry about fire and ground, which are common things, common attacking types. But overall, I think the amount of Pokemon I got, I did get sniped once or twice because, like I said, there are other people that drafted the different type that I did, or same type as I did. But we're going to go through this draft breakdown real quick, and we're going to see why I picked, what I picked, and hopefully we can have a cohesive team. Alright guys, so we're going to start with, obviously, the most broken Pokemon. Let's just do a little reading here. Look at this. Every special move you could want. The speed tier of a god at 135 in each of its speed, Spadef, and Spatak. Need I say more? I picked, the very first pick was Fluttermane and Fairy. I think there's arguably the only other one I could have thought I was going Ghost and grabbing Fluttermane, trying to get maybe Dragapult too, but I thought it was excess greedy. But Fairy, absolutely great. And then, so yeah, we start off with just our main sweeper, our main offensive threat. It's probably being brought every week. It has Power Gem for the fire types. It has Mystical Fire for the steels. It has Energy Ball for ground types. It's got so much. You can customize, like build your own Fluttermane, like build a bear. I'm super excited to have this. There's nothing more to say about Fluttermane. It's amazing. Second pick, when it came back around to me, Kingambit. I cannot believe I got this Pokemon too. Whereas Fluttermane is fast and a special attacker, Kingambit is slow, but with Supreme Overlord and its amazing attack stat, it's crazy. I need to go ahead and mention that you got 2 Terror Captains. They had to equal 25 points. So Kingambit was 18 points. So and I'll show you my second Terror Captain in a little bit. Kingambit's my Terror Captain. And the only thing you're allowed to do with Terror is you can only Terror into the 2 types you selected. So, for example, Kingambit can Terror into Steel or Fairy. Terror Fairy Gambit is so good. And I'm so excited. I could actually have made Fluttermane my Terror Captain, and my other one would have to be one of my 2-pointers. But I thought Kingambit with Terra Blast, Terra Fairy, which I've used before, is really strong. I think also because Kingambit's hard to deal with when it's the last Pokemon up. Like I said, it'll be a real argument to not bring Kingambit every week, but I'm super happy for it. Of course, Kingambit does Kingambit things. Kowtow, and Sucker. And I think we're playing in Nat decks, so we could get knockoff if we want to. I think we're allowed to. Yeah. So, yeah, Kingambit, Terra Fairy, Nat decks where we get knockoff. It's great. This is banned as well. This is Ubers as well, but in Nat decks with knockoffs allowed, this is banned. Next up, my first overall pick was Fluttermane. I had to wait till it came back to me, so my second. And then my wheel pick was Primarina. Primarina covers the fire types that we have an issue with, and offensively is good for the ground types that the steels don't like. Primarina is very good, especially the bulk it carries is pretty strong. You can run this AV, you can run Calm Mind, you can leftovers, you can run Specs. Yeah, Primarina is here to stop us from losing to a fast fire type or poison type, you know. Yeah, so I made sure I grabbed this one because the other fairy guy probably was having this on his radar. It goes back around then. And then I tried to grab, I grabbed Ferrothorn. My second pick for that round was going to be Mega Altaria, but I got sniped. Mega Altaria is the only physical fairy, or only fairy type in the games minus Arceus that gets Earthquake. And I wanted it to combo the Steels, and the Dragon Fairy typing's unique to Altaria, but unfortunately I didn't get it. And you'll see what my Mega actually ended up being. I know arguably the one I picked is way stronger than Mega Altaria, but because of typing, I really wanted it. So I'm a little upset I got sniped, but that's how it is. I can't really be the one complaining when I got Fairy and Steel and said, oh, I got sniped, but I did. But anyway, Ferrothorn, just like Primarina being the Apex Special Defensive Wall, Ferrothorn is definitely my defensive wall, and its def is nothing to laugh at anyway. It gives us our rocks, it gives us spikes, I think it still gets, yeah. And then, yeah, gyro balls or heavy slams for massive damage. Physically with a rocky helmet made, well, rocky helmet. Iron barbs, you know, your general standard Ferrothorn. It's good for a pivot. It starts wearing down our physical threats. Grass Steel is also neutral to ground. It was very hard to not get something that could have Levitate. There weren't a lot of Steel types other than Bronzong that got it, but I picked up another Steel Psychic type. You can probably see in the store. There was a couple of things you can't get. Like I said in the Scyther draft, I couldn't get everything I wanted, unfortunately, because of the limitations of some of these types of drafts. It's not a normal draft. You don't get to pick every role. So, yeah, limited by the typing. Like I said, most fairy types don't get Earthquake, and it's just what it is. But I think we've got the best we can do. I mean, look at these first 4 picks. Fluttermane, Kingambit, Primarina, Ferrothorn. I mean, I'm running an OU Ubers team right now. Next up, instead of Mega Altaria, which got Defog, I had to pick up a Spinner, so I picked up Fortress. This does give us another 4 times weakness to fire. However, you'll see my last pick can help me with that. Fortress, of course, is another rocker, but this is Rapid Spin. It also gets access to Toxic Spikes. And then we will be running probably the Explosion. Custap Berry was sturdy. Yeah, this thing just brings, and it's amazing defense set of 140. It has longevity on the team because of how bulky it is. Even if it's got that 4 times weakness, Fortress is just amazing, especially if you pair it with Primarina. So, the fire type moves, you know, switching in and out. And my last Pokemon, you'll see that helps us with the fire weakness. But anyway, yeah, Fortress, I needed something to get rid of hazards, and I ended up getting another Pokemon that handles hazards later, but I really wanted the Altaria, but c'est la vie. Next up, the next two picks were Jirachi and Mimikyu. So both hitting that speed tier. I was having a little problem because most steel types are not that fast, and there are some fast fairies like Fluttermane, and we just needed to have a little more speed, so base 100 Jirachi is also great. We got our, of course, Iron Head, Zen Headbutt, Body Slam, Serene Grace, BS, which is cool. It also gets Rocks, is another rocker for the team, like we don't need extra rockers with Ferrothorn and Fortress, but it also gets Screens, and Light Clay is accepted in this league. I made sure of that. But yeah, it gets Reflect and Light Screen. So there's a way to do that. It's a good Scarfer. You can Scarf this thing. I think it'd be great. Banded doesn't really appeal to me. Doesn't seem viable to me, or Specs, but I like Scarf. Yeah, Jirachi's just solid around. Again, the Psychic typing also helps us with the fighting types to hit them. We already have Fairies, of course, but Jirachi is also bulky, so it can take on something with a neutral matchup to here. Again, the ground weakness is something that I wish I could handle other than Ferrothorn, but you also see Whimsicott's here for ground immunity, resistance, but anyway, let's keep going. Another Pokemon around that speed tier, 96 speed, Mimikyu, speed in the base 95, which is good. Disguise is great for a switch-in or setup turn, like Swords Dance. It has great priority in Shadow Sneak. And D-Bond is a good status, what do you call it? Technical option. To get us out of a sticky situation, make the sacrifice. Mimikyu also has some good physical moves like Play Rough, Leech Life. It's got good coverage. And yeah, it's got Thunder Wave, Trailblaze, Trick. You can run this a lot. Will-O-Wisp, it gets all the status. Mimikyu is just in that right speed tier I needed. And Ghost Fairy, I know it doubles with Fluttermane, but this is a physical attacker, Ghost Fairy, and the other one is a special attacker. And also, Disguise is unique, and I really like Mimikyu. So yeah, these are just middling the speeds. Next up, I was going to try and grab Ribombee, but the points, I was 1 point short. I did want Sticky Webs, and Ribombee also has Defog, but we know that Ribombee's not sticking around to do defogging and everything to back up Fortress. So I was able to pick up Whimsicott. Another ground resist, which is good. And then, as far as its speed tier is also really good, 116. Which, you see, these last three picks were to edge out our speed because we were really slow. And we need to make sure we can hang with the faster types of the board, like Electric or Flying, these fast types. Ghost, Dragon, like Dragapult and stuff. We've got to realize that everybody else got broken Pokemon too. We're not the only ones that just got a Fluttermane and a Kingambit. There's the teams with, like, a Dragapult, a Dragonite, stuff like that. Prankster is also great. We get Tailwind, which is good. We get Defog, so he's our second hazard remove on the team. Energy Ball, and this is my second Terra Captain. This one can transform Terra into a Fairy type or a Steel type. Terra Steel Whimsicott's pretty good. And Terra Fairy also, if I want to remove my grass weakness to flying, it's really good. But Whimsicott's also here just as a support option, but that speed tier is nothing, and I've used Specs Whimsicott before. I'm not scared of doing it. Yeah, I like Whimsicott here. Leech Seed, Tailwind. It's got so much Thunder Wave. Is it Stun Spore or Thunder Wave? I don't think it gets Thunder Wave. Yeah, Stun Spore. I don't think Sleep is allowed. We don't even get Sleep Powder. I don't think it's allowed. But anyway, it's also got Memento as a option to get us in. Taunt, Toxic. Like, I'm excited to have a Prankstermon on the team because we've really got a speed problem. So this is really good. Like I said, Tailwind's probably coming to boost us up. Encore option is annoying. And yeah, Whimsicott's a good Toolbox Pokemon. Last up, well, not last up, but this was my Mega. And you're probably saying, why would you complain over not getting Altaria when you have Mega Mawile? Yeah, this does a lot of what Kingambit does, but however, Huge Power is still cool, man. Yes, it's a sucker punch bot, but I love Mega Mawile so much. And the fact that I have this and Fluttermane and King Gambit, like, these threats are crazy. I don't know, man. There was no really, and I was the only one that's allowed to draft this because I had access to both Fairy and Steel. So I was really happy to take this off of some people. I waited till the very end. This is why it was my second to last pick, because I knew no one could take it from me. But anyway, I'm really happy with Mega Mile. Well, you know, its defensive stats pretty good. Spit F isn't the best, but its attack, it hits over 600. Swords Dance, you're at 1200 attack. I mean, that's insane. Again, Mawile also has a good amount of coverage. All the Fang moves, there's Foul Play, there's Flash. You can run Specially if you wanted to. I wouldn't. Just get Knockoff, Play Rough. Pop is back. Power Up Punch is pretty good. Good Rock coverage, Rock Slide, and I think it gets Stone Edge. Yeah, Rock Slide and Stone Edge to help us with the fire matchup. We still have a lot of fire weak Pokemon, which brings us to our last pick, Darkspun, the GOAT. So, like I was saying earlier, I could have made this, which is 2 points, and Fluttermane was like 23. I could have made those two the Terra Captains, but I think King Gambit plus Whimsicott makes more sense. Let me know in the comments if you think I should have done it the other way, whether I should have kept King Gambit and Whimsicott as the Terra Captains, or should I, which I still can change it, should I change it to Fluttermane and Darkspun? Love to hear your thoughts in the comments. But anyway, Darkspun is the GOAT here because of Well-Baked Body. This makes us immune to fire-type moves, and Darkspun gets a defense boost, which is awesome. A double defense boost. It gets literally an iron defense boost. Also, Darkspun provides us with Wish support. It even has Roar to team up with our Stealth Rock setters. Darkspun has also got a good amount of coverage, Stomping Tantrum, Crunch. Body Press is so you can take advantage of those boosted those fire moves that switch into you. Darkspun is, I mean, it's not the greatest Pokemon in the world, but base 115 is nothing. Nothing to shake a stick at, and it's relatively speedy with 95 speed. Yeah. So I'm really excited to use this team. First off, let's just look at this. This team is ridiculous. But the problem is, so many common weaknesses, but that's Monotype, that's Dual-type. I tried, at least they cover for themselves pretty well, the Fairy and Steels. Fire and Ground are definitely going to be our weakest matchups. And unfortunately, that's just how it is with these types of teams. Now, this is very different from normal draft. It's also very different from the All-Star draft we're doing right now. I like these different metas. These have really turned into their own formats. And in Dual-type or Monotype format, I think we've got great chance at just steamrolling through a lot of players, but let's keep in mind we're going to be having bad matchups because that's just the nature of this type of tier, or this type of format. And we're all here to play for fun. And I say this in some of the videos that I've already recorded. Look, we all like to win, right? Let's not pretend we don't. And I know this is like the loser saying, oh, of course he wants to have fun because he's not good. No, I've went to playoffs many a time, and I enjoy draft. But I enjoy draft because it's so fun. And I'd rather have a good battle where I lose than just dominate and not have fun with the team or the sets I bring. This is a fun team. And you saw my All-Star draft. It's a fun team. The goal on this channel for Draft Leaks is going to have fun. And I'm going to enjoy it because I love battling. I love enjoying the battle. And I'm only going to use Pokemon and teams I want to use. So maybe it's not the most optimal, but I'm a good battler. I have no doubt in that. But I'm also stupid sometimes and I make bad plays. You'll see that, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, when you're on the channel, just have lots of fun with me. You'll see I laugh. I enjoy it. I don't mind if I get my butt beat. It's all good. But let me know what you think about this team. Fairy and Steel. Could I have done better? Could I have drafted better? Do you think some team members need to be worked around? Or do you like it as is? Would love to hear you in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like, just so I know that you want me to do more different draft leagues. And again, leave it in the comments if you think I should change the Terra types or whatever. Alright guys, that's it for the Heracross division breakdown. I hope you enjoyed this team, and you're going to get to see it soon when I upload week 1 in the next couple days. Alright guys, I'm going to get up out of here. I'll catch y'all later. Have a blessed day.